can you also use the nozzles and heads from the old non-battery operated foam and pump sprayers with the brand new IK eFoam Pro 2 battery foam sprayer? That was a question you had asked us. That was also a question I had asked myself because, as you might know, I'm a huge fan of the IK pumps and foam sprayers. I had used them before the battery version came out. And to be honest, I was a bit looking forward to being able to use the other heads. In this video, we're going to try it out, and that's why I'll say my old saying again. Hello, hi, and welcome. Thanks for tuning in, and it's great to have you with us. I would suggest that we first check if the IK eFoam Pro 2 works properly. I'm going to use that 20 ml of Labocosmetica Primus into 1.5 liters, add water to the IK Foam Pro 2. And as you can see, I've also marked it here with a marker. The markings are set at 1.5, 1.25, and 1.0. It's completely free, and anyone can easily do it at home. We turn to, and then we can first check if it works as it should. All right, the device is running. Before we start, because apparently this thing is so incredibly loud that you could lose your hearing if you don't wear hearing protection, I'm going to do that now. And then let's see if this one works. I'm turning it on. We'll wait about 10 seconds until it has pumped up. And then we'll find out. Awesome. I currently have the medium gray nozzle out in here. That's built in there. I'm going to turn it off for a moment so you can understand me better. A pretty good foam formation from Primus, just like we know it. So basically it works just like it should. All right, next we're going to do the following. I'm going to turn it off. Let the pressure out, and now we're going to do this. I'm just taking off the standard nozzle here and placing it down here. Standard installed nozzle. I'll just put it here. I'm taking off the nozzle that I have on the standard non-battery foam sprayer. I'll put this one on here. And we'll just check again. I'm turning it back on. Yes, exciting. The pressure release valve has lifted slightly. Do you see that I can also press it down a bit now? That's already interesting. We'll talk about that at the end of the video. But you see, hold on, I'm turning it off again. It works just like with the nozzle. That comes standard. All right, I'm turning it off again. We're releasing the pressure. Very good. Now we're going to do it like this. I'm putting the nozzle back on. Oops. Almost took off. Then I'll screw it back onto the standard head. This one too. So now we have everything back in place, so to speak. Reset to factory settings. Now I'm taking the head off here. Put the spray head on here. This is now the spray head of the regular IK Foam Pro. I'm turning it on now. This is a glass roof here, don't worry, no scratches will occur. So, and then I turn it on, and then let's take a look at the pressure relief valve. There. Now it has gone up, just like with the standard head. So that seems to be normal. All right, we've prepared it so far, and now let's see if it sprays like this. All right, it's still on. I'm putting my ear protection back on because I don't want to go deaf. And then let's see if it works now. Just a note, I have now installed the green nozzle, so the green nozzle insert that is in the head. Oh. Hold on, I need to turn it off for a moment. That's too thick. So the 20 ml to 1.5 liters of water from Primus would be too much. You can see how thick that is. Because look, that's shaving foam. It's too heavy now, it runs down in clumps. So I would have to use a little less dosage. But basically, because that's what we wanted to know, it works. Experiment successful. The patient is still alive. We're going to keep trying. All right, let's turn it off first. Let the pressure off. Hold on. How can I do that? All right, I'm taking the head off. And I'm now putting on the head from the Multi Pro 2, so the one with a regular nozzle attached. On here. So what does a regular nozzle mean? Just a pump spray nozzle that doesn't foam up. And I have no idea in my head. Foam nozzle in. We're turning it back on. Let's let it pump up and see if that works. Is it going up? Is it still going up? Okay, it goes. The air release valve screw. Now I've created a nice word. It goes up a bit more than with the foam sprayers. As I said, we'll talk about it again at the end of the video. But it pumped up and then it stopped pumping. I had to press down on it here, but let's see if it can spray like this. So the sprayer is ready and I've got my hearing protection on. Let's just take a look. And how that works. Because that works really well. Look at this beautiful spray pattern. Oh, yes. It has started scoring again. It's lifting up slightly again. I'm just waiting to see if it stops scoring on its own. Yeah, okay. So we'll definitely talk about that again at the end. I have a suspicion here, but basically I have to say that it also works with the head of the Multi Pro 2. Now there's one last thing we need to try. And this is the following. I'll turn it off first. All right, I'm releasing the pressure. We're taking the head off. Give us the head of the normal. Putting the eFoam Pro 2 on. This is the one with the yellow attachment here. That's exactly why I put the attachments on, so I don't mix anything up. Now we have the original head back on. No pressure. I'm taking the foam nozzle off again. I'm placing it here this time. Then I'm taking the nozzle off the Multi Pro 2. Now, assemble that on there. Tune back in. Press start. It's starting to go up now. It has now stopped. All right, let's give it a try. All right, the hearing protection is on. We're starting. Look, now it's foaming up. Now it's foaming up. The Eskimos. But, wait, I'm stopping. Not as strong as with the foam nozzle that's installed here at the front. Now I'm going to do the following live for you. I'm turning it off again. I'm releasing the pressure. And then let's see if I can even manage that. Here, because it's a bit slippery now, I'm just going to take the hose with the foam nozzle out. Oh, I see. So I'm taking off the gray part now and putting the hose in here without the nozzle. That works. I'm going to take the nozzle and hold on to it because otherwise it will fall down. We're putting it back on. Close it and turn it on. Let it pump up. Very good. Let's try it again. And now it's not foaming up. Yes, very, very good. So we have all the information we need and can now take a quick look at the summary of what works and how it works. So let's quickly summarize again. Sorry, it's a bit loud right now, but that's just how a self-service box is. Everything basically works. You can attach the normal head that comes with the eFoam Pro 2 and screw on the nozzle from the Multi Pro. By the way, these are also available to purchase individually approx, say 7 euros. And then you can operate it, but it will still foam up a bit if you still have the nozzle in the head, which controls the foam supply, or which also regulates how much the foam foams up or how wet or how dry it is. So if you attach this nozzle here, I would recommend that you also take this out, because then you really have the operation of a normal pump sprayer. You can, of course, leave it in and just deal with your pre-cleaner foaming up a bit, but it won't foam up as much as with the foam nozzle, but it works. And what we've also clearly seen is, I'll just change it live here. You can basically use the heads just like you can screw it onto your non-battery operated pump and foam sprayers from IKEA. Regarding what we've seen here, that the valve rises differently, both in strength and speed, I have the following suspicion. There are two options here. Either it's actually inside the eFoam Pro 2. A stronger spring is installed that handles the pressure better, because there was already a version of the non-battery operated foam sprayer with a valve, maybe it's the same one, or version 2. Mine have been used for a few years now, which means the spring is just a bit, how should I put it nicely, worn out. And that's why it rises a bit more strongly on my Multi Pro 2. I don't know for sure. Maybe the manufacturer can tell us something about it. That's just my assumption based on what I've observed. That means in the worst case, you'll have to do the same thing I did. When you turn on the device, you might need to apply a bit of counter pressure up here during the first pumping so it can finish pumping. And after that, it works just like it should. But as I said, you can use the heads from the Multi Pro 2, which is the pump sprayer, or from the Foam Pro 2, which was the foam sprayer. And I will continue to do it that way in the future. I'm using the standard head just as it comes in the package with the gray nozzle. And if I feel like having one that's a bit thicker and firmer every now and then, foam, or then I have the second head that I have from the regular Foam Pro 2 with the green insert, just with me. And then I can just switch it out on the fly at the self-service box. And with that, we've tried everything and have to say it works. And this here is one of the huge advantages of the IK for me in comparison with others. And in that regard, I personally don't find it quite fair. And it's also incorrect to accuse the IK device of lacking variability, because we can clearly say that we can use the heads from other existing products. And we also have corresponding variability with the nozzles here. Very good. We can move on to the conclusion. So a clear and simple answer, yes. You can simply unscrew the nozzles here and put them on here, and that works. As well as being able to take the heads from the non-battery operated versions, screw them on here, and then operate them with the battery device. But I would like to emphasize again at this point that this is not an approval from the manufacturer. If you want to be absolutely sure, please ask the manufacturer again. Should we still have any information from the manufacturer in this regard? We will write it in the comments below and pin that comment at the top. Pinning, then you will have that if we should receive it. An official endorsement from the manufacturer And then we'll know in the future if the video was helpful, informative, exciting, or interesting for you. Feel free to give us a thumbs up. So feel free to support the channel with a free subscription and tune in for the next video. Bye.